from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio NX on this New Year's Eve. Let's do a little time out overtime here on the YouTube channel before we go any further, if you haven't done so yet. Thanks so much for watching, but if you haven't done so yet, get down there in that corner down there and smash that like and subscribe button. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. New Year's Eve, we've got a little precipitation coming in, wet snow, whatever. I don't think it's too much to be concerned about. On this, the final day of 2024, I will quickly try to get you caught up with everything going on that we may be concerned about in the world of sports and put a bow on, well, I think it's been a pretty, stop and look at it, for sports fans, it's been a pretty darn good year around here, all the way around. Yeah, so we got a lot to be thankful for. Quickly, Michigan football won today in the ReliaQuest Bowl down in Tampa, beating Alabama 19-13. Their second victory of this calendar year over Alabama. You recall they beat them on New Year's Day, which was day number 1. How's that? And then the last day of the year, they beat them on the first day of the year, and now they beat them on the last day of the year. 2 wins over Alabama in the year 2024. It was the first game for the new Michigan offensive coordinator. I think he did all right. Wasn't altogether agreeable with all of his play calls, but the weather was an issue there in the first quarter, where it just came down in sheets. Then later on, the sun came out and it got humid, but they could not take advantage of what seemed like on several consecutive possessions that Alabama had. They turned the ball over on downs. They had a fumble, 2 fumbles. They had an interception, and Michigan kept getting the ball deep in the Alabama end of the field. And they managed to get 1 touchdown out of it. I believe it was the only one they had all day, and they had to settle for field goals the rest of the day. Anyway, they won the game 19-13. So you have to like the way they ended the season. Against Ohio State and Alabama, they were prohibitive underdogs in both those games, and they won. And again, apologies to the Michigan defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale. I had some very unkind things to say about him through the course of this season. Wink, I'm here to tell you, I take back everything I said about you, pal. The last 2 or 3 games, you had a magnificent game plan in store. And today they were handicapped by the fact that a lot of players on both sides of the ball for Michigan chose not to play in this game. That's another story, I suppose, for another time. But all in all, Michigan ended this season 8-5 in their 13 games. Happy New Year. 8-5. Looking ahead to next year. Looking ahead 9 months from now. Believe they start the season at the Big House on August 30th, hosting New Mexico. They've got road games next year. They go to they'll be out in LA to take on USC. They were here this past season. They go to Nebraska. They go to Oklahoma. They play Northwestern at Wrigley Field. I still don't know why, but that won't be in Champaign-Urbana. That'll be in Wrigleyville, at Wrigley Field, when the Wolverines take on Northwestern. So I think it'll be a much more exciting. Looking forward to the next season. I do like the way this season ended for them, winning their last 3 games. Kudos to Sharon Moore and his coaching staff. I thought with what they had to work with, I thought they did a fine job. And I suppose with Loveland rather, and Mullins not playing today. They used a couple of young wide receivers, younger running backs. Bottom line is they won the game. It really wasn't that much of a game, really, when you stop and look at it. But congrats to the Michigan Wolverines. If you want to say Reliant Quest Bowl champions for 2024. I don't have time to go over the entire bowl schedule for the playoffs right now. Maybe we'll get into that on Thursday. Suffice to say, they're between now and late tomorrow night. There are several bowl games that will determine who remains in the mix in the college playoffs, who's in and who's out. Well, I'll try to get that all sorted out for you on Thursday when I see you again on Thursday. By the way, the Thursday show this week will be the last show this week. We won't be with you again then until Monday. Won't be with you again next week. Back to our regular schedule, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. When I'll be glad when these holidays are over. We'll get back to a sense of normalcy next week. Kids are back at school. A lot of people have been off the last couple of weeks. But so quickly, now that we got Michigan football out of the way, Michigan basketball, they are 10-3. They will play. They'll play in LA Saturday night. They'll be in LA to take on USC. Michigan State, they're 11. They're 11-2, and they will be in Columbus Friday night to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. They're both still 2-0 in the Big Ten, so now they're getting into the Big Ten season as of New Year's. Red Wings play tonight at Little Caesars. They play Pittsburgh. Red Wing in Pittsburgh comes in, I think, 16-5. Red Wings come in 14-18-4. But New Year's Eve at Little Caesars, this is a traditional game for the Wings, and it's always a big deal. Going to a Red Wing game on New Year's Eve, most people dress up. Tuxedos. I think even Kent Daniels and Mickey have tuxedos on. I think there's some live music on the concourse. It's a big deal. So New Year's Eve, Little Caesars Arena. Red Wings and the Penguins. Pistons coming off of a 3-1 West Coast trip back home tomorrow night to take on. Is it Orlando? I think they're playing the Magic tomorrow night. Pistons come in 14-18. So right now the Pistons and the Wings both have 14 wins. I think they're taking on Orlando tomorrow night. I should have checked that before I came on the air, but they will play tomorrow night at Little Caesars. So I think we got you caught up on what you need to know. Nothing new yet on the. I read an article today from a Minnesota Twins beat writer. He thinks the Tigers are the favorites to land Alex Bregman. I think most people do. It may take a little time yet, but there's also Roki Sasaki, the 23-year-old Japanese pitcher. Tigers are in the mix on that, but so are a lot of other teams. There's a little more of a level playing field as far as the money goes in this particular situation, because there's an international money pool involved when it comes to taking international players. So like I said, there's more of a level playing field. He just doesn't automatically go to the highest bidder. This doesn't work that way. So it's a little complicated, but trust me, there's a little more of a playing field right now. I think it's a long shot that they get Sasaki, but they are going to try. So we'll see. Okay, let's do this. Miggy, you all right? Okay. It's going to get cold. We're not going to have a lot of snow the next couple of weeks. At least I don't see any, but it's going to be cold, colder than normal temperatures. It's going to be that way for a while. And if you haven't done so yet, folks, you need to get to the service department at Frank Beck Chevrolet and make an appointment to make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter weather ahead. and winter just started. You get in there and let the good folks check the strength of your battery, your belts and hoses, your wiper blades, your antifreeze, and more. Plus, now is the perfect time to get that new set of tires so you don't go slipping and sliding down the highway. And if you don't think your car will make it through another rough Michigan winter, let the sales pros at Beck's help you find a vehicle for all seasons. You know, the 2025s are rolling in nearly every day right now out of the lots, and their selection is tops. And you can check out their inventory on their webpage at frankbeckchevy.com. Or better yet, stop by the dealership on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. You get in there and let them help you experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Chevy drives Southern Michigan. And Happy New Year to all the good folks out of Frank Beck Chevrolet, the top Chevrolet dealer in the tri-state area. So Happy New Year to all those good folks out there. Lions last night. Boy, after watching that game, you got to be concerned about the defense, don't you? Thank God for Kirby Joseph. 2 picks off of Brock Purdy. He now leads the league. He leads the league with 9, with 1 game left. So let's hope he ends up after next week with the interception leadership after 17 games. Week 18 coming up, but so we got a big game coming up on Sunday. But going back and looking at the game last night, where to begin? The first time since the 1930s. There was no punt. There was not a single punt in that game last night. 10 touchdowns, 10, count them, 10, 5 for each side. Like I said, the only way the Lions were able to stop an undermanned 49er offense playing with 3rd and 4th string offensive linemen, 3rd and 4th string running back. George Kittle and Ricky Pearsall running free in the secondary all night. Both had more than 100 yards receiving. Wasn't good. To me, very disconcerting. And you're putting an awful lot of pressure on your offense. If they can't go 3 and out, they can't turn the ball over. They pretty much have to score every time they get the ball. And that's what is that asking too much? And to me, the injury that really hurt was losing a Lee McNeil, because that's the one that really made the difference. No pass rush. They had some trouble stopping the run in the first quarter, but they did okay after that. In fact, if you want to look at the game stats, and these are kind of ugly for the Lion defense. Rushing, the Lions had 152 yards to the 49ers 75. Passing, Lions 287, 49ers 400. 400. Total yards, Lions 439 yards, the 49ers 475. Turnovers, none for the Lions. The 2 picks for Kirby Joseph. The 49ers had 2 turnovers. Time of possession, Lions had the ball 34 minutes and 52 seconds to the 49ers 25 minutes and 8 seconds. Kudos to Jared Goff. He Goff, this is the 7th game for Jared Goff, the 7th game this year that he's had a passing rating over 130. Now, 26 out of 34 for Goff for 3 TDs, 302 yards. 1 to J-Mo, 1 touchdown to Laporta, and 1 to St. Brown. Gibbs, Jamar. I sound like Kurt Menefee now. Jahmyr Gibbs had a very good game last night. 18 carries, 117 yards, another 46 receiving, 163 combined total yards for Gibbs last night. Like I said, Goff, another good night. What was his passer rating last night here? I thought I had it. Goff's passer rating. Where is that? 130, 132.6. Is that what it was? I think so. I had it written down here. Scribbled something out in my notes while I was watching the game and after the post game and everything else. Now, game balls. Game balls for last night. Get into that just a second. But before we do, again, a quick brief word for Goodman, who, as you know, without his assistance, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Tim Lindley, Lendley, Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, 37 Waldron Street. That's a couple hundred feet west of Howell. Any technical needs or issues at all, this is the guy you want to see. 517-610-5372, anything at all. Computers new or used. Maybe the computer you have now needs a little work done on it. Flat screen, mounting, programming. Maybe you're changing internet providers. You need that installed for you. Printers new or used. Anything at all. Get in there and see Tim. He's the nicest fella you're ever going to want to meet. His wife's a very nice lady too. We're so lucky to have them in our area, in our neck of the woods, for any computer needs or technical needs at all. Again, 517-610-5372, or better still, get in there and see him at 37 Waldron Street. As I said, a couple hundred feet west of Howell. Please tell them Miggy and I sent you. Will you please? Thank you. Game balls for the Lions last night. One for J-Bo. I thought he had a very good game. Jameson Williams. Gibbs. I already told you what he did last night. He gets a game ball. Kirby Joseph for his 2 picks gets a game ball. Goff, again, had another stellar game. Like I said, this was the 7th game in which he had a passer rating of over 130. Just sensational. What more can you say? I mean, the guy, has been great. And no wonder they're chanting his name everywhere you go. This game on Sunday night, it's been flexed for Sunday night, 8:20 on NBC. Started off, the Lions last night right after the game were 2.5-point favorites. As I'm looking now, I'm seeing the Lions anywhere from 3 to 5-point favorites. In fact, NBC has the Lions installed as 5-point favorites right now. So apparently there's been a lot of early money coming in on the Lions. And our old buddies at CBS Sports, Pete Prisco and Kyle Long, as usual, are both picking the Vikings to dominate and win this game. Yes, sir. Now, Howie Long played, of course, offensive lineman with the Bears. As you know, his dad is I've said Howie Long. Did I say Howie? That's his dad. This is Kyle. He played, so I can respect his opinion. But as far as Pete Prisco goes, this little guy never coached, never played, but he's got all the answers. He knows everything there is to know about football. He's picked the Lions to lose every week this year. How'd that work out for little Pete? Little Petey Prisco. Google him, Prisco, Pete Prisco, CBS Sports. Here's to you, Pete. Hope you have a happy new year. I have no respect for that guy at all. None. By the way, too, when the Eagles play the Giants this Sunday, they're already locked into the number 2 seed in the NFC, having won the NFC East. Saquon Barkley is just shy of Eric Dickerson's all-time single-season rushing record. Should he break it? So first of all, if he plays on Sunday and they get him out of there right after he breaks the record, that's his 17th game. Eric Dickerson did it in 16 games. Stands to reason that once Barkley goes into the record books, should there not be an asterisk next to his name? The fact that it took him 17 games to break the record, where Dickerson did it in 16, I think there should be an asterisk there. He'll probably play Sunday, get the necessary yardage he needs to break that record, but undoubtedly, there's no question about it. There should be an asterisk next to his name. What do you think? Anyway, that's going to about do it for me for tonight. Last show of the year. I'll talk to you again on Thursday. I'll talk to you again next year as we get into a few hours now away from 2025. If you're celebrating tonight, please be careful. It is snowing. The roads may be a little slick. Be careful, folks. If you're out there celebrating tonight, that's all I can tell you. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. And again, thank you so much to all the loyal watchers. You don't know how much I appreciate this. And our loyal listeners every Saturday morning with Andy here locally on Time Out with him from 9 to 10 Saturday morning. Happy New Year. Here's to a safe, happy, healthy New Year for everyone. And as I said, I'll talk to you again on Thursday as we enter the new year. Maybe a happy, healthy, prosperous one for everybody. So that's going to do it. As I always say, please treat each other with respect. Have a good rest of your evening. And thanks so much for watching. Happy New Year, everybody. So long.